Hey young explorers, welcome to today's enriching session of 3D questions from Steamspirations. I'm Mr. Lara, excited to guide you through the fascinating principles of force and motion. Today, we'll investigate how varying the size of a book stack affects the distance it moves when a force is applied. Whether you're just starting or aiming to deepen your knowledge, this session is crafted to broaden your understanding. Let's start our scientific exploration of forces at work. For today's activity, let's design a simple experiment to observe the effects of force on a book stack. Here's your task. Think about how changing the size of a book stack affects the distance it moves when pushed. How does this variation influence the force needed to move the stack and the distance it travels? As you consider this, think about the following key questions. How will you measure the distance traveled by the book stack after applying a force? What tools might you need to accurately measure the size and weight of the book stack? How might different surface types, for example carpet or tile, affect the movement of the book stack? Now let's understand more about how force and motion interact. Force is a push or pull that can cause an object to change its velocity. The distance an object travels when a force is applied depends on both the magnitude of the force and the mass of the object. By varying the size of the book stack, we can observe how these factors influence the distance it moves. Reflect on how you would conduct this experiment. First, choose a consistent force to apply to each book stack. Then, use a ruler or measuring tape to measure the distance traveled. Then, record the size and weight of each book stack and the corresponding distance moved. Now let's evaluate our understanding with a key question. Which aspect is most critical for analyzing how the book stack moves when a force is applied? A. The surface on which the book stack is placed. B. The distance the book stack travels. C. The weight of the book stack. D. The height of the book stacked. The following are guiding questions to help us think through the answer choices. Answer choice A. How would the type of surface affect the movement of the book stack? What does this tell us about friction and resistance? B. How does measuring the distance the book stack travels help us understand the relationship between force and motion? What can this reveal about the force applied? Answer choice C. In what way does the weight of the book stack influence its movement when a force is applied? How can measuring weight help in comparing different trials? Answer choice D. Why might the height of the book stack be relevant in this experiment? How does height correlate with the book stack's mass and the force needed to move it? So go ahead and select the correct option and proceed to part B. Here's your question for part B. Why is understanding this aspect important in studying the effects of force on an object? A. It shows how different surfaces impact movement. B. It illustrates the relationship between force and distance. C. It helps compare the mass of objects and their movement. D. It explains the role of object height in motion dynamics. The following are guiding questions to help us think through the answer choices. For answer choice A, how does friction between different surfaces affect the motion of the book stack? What would measuring this aspect tell us about the forces at play? For answer choice B, why is it crucial to understand the relationship between force and distance in physics? How does this measurement illustrate that relationship? For answer choice C, how can comparing the mass of different objects help us understand their movement when a force is applied? What insights does this provide? For answer choice D, how does the height of an object influence its movement when a force is applied? What does this tell us about the dynamics of motion? So go ahead and engage with the concept. Reflect on how the force applied affects the movement of the book stack. Consider the implications of this experiment in everyday life and how understanding force and motion enhances your perception of physical interactions. Let's further engage with the concept. Consider how different civilizations might have used their understanding of force and motion in constructing buildings or moving large objects. Reflect on how modern technology like cars or airplanes relies on our understanding of force and motion to function efficiently. Discuss how this knowledge has been historically applied in navigation and engineering. Be sure to document your observations, insights, and responses in your Level Up workbook. This exercise not only enriches your knowledge of physical sciences, but also sets the stage for more advanced scientific explorations. Keep attending our sessions for more insights into the natural world. Let's continue to discover and learn together.